Good morning and welcome back for yet another episode of Bloomington Breakfast Club. I'm Lydia Knoll.
And I'm Gabrielle Balanson. Shout out to all of our viewers who tune in every week. And if this is your first time here, welcome to the Breakfast Club. This is the place where you get your week started off right with our latest updates of news, sports, and entertainment.
That's right, Gabrielle. And later on, be sure to stay tuned for an exciting interview with late night talk show host Rob Sherrell of Hella Late. Before we dive into any sports or news, let's take a quick look at this week's forecast.
Lydia, it is no doubt springtime here in Indiana. Temperatures range everywhere from the mid-60s to the lower 40s. We have a cloudy week ahead, but hopefully the sun will start shining soon. There was a tornado watch this past week, and I'm not going to lie, those really scare me. Us East Coasters really don't deal with twisters. I have heard that it's tornado season in the Midwest, though. Correct, Lydia?
Yes, Gabrielle. I'm actually used to these warnings and watches pretty frequently around here.
Well, if you say so, but I'll still go try and find the closest basement every time there is a warning.
As long as it's not raining, I can't complain much. A comfortable cloudy day is enough for me to hit up Bart Kaufman Field for a baseball game. And speaking of baseball, the team has had an impressive start to their season. Although they lost their first home game, they bounced back to win 10 of the next 11 games. This past weekend, the baseball team wrapped up their series against Nebraska and will be at home again this Tuesday to face the Ball State Cardinals. Softball also wrapped up a Big Ten series this weekend against Penn State, their second Big Ten series of the season after defeating Rutgers last week. Up next, the team will travel north to take on the Gophers in Minneapolis. Coming up later this week, track and field will remain on the road for the Tennessee Invitational. Although there hasn't been a lot of action from the Hoosiers outdoor season yet, we would like to congratulate pole vaulter Sydney Clute for being named a Big Ten Athlete of the Week. Keep up the good work, Sydney. Now, I saved the most important information for last, and that is a new head coach for Indiana basketball has been named. After 6 successful years at Dayton University, Archie Miller will now be coaching the Hoosiers. Following this announcement last week, Colin Hartman surprised Indiana fans with some more good news. We'll let him share it with you right here.
Hey, Hoosier Nation, Colin here. It's been a long ride, it's been a long journey, a lot of rehab. It's been fun and really thought long and hard about whether I'm going to come back or not. And I consult a lot of my close friends and family and people who I trust, and I've decided I'm coming back.
We're thrilled to have you back, Colin, and anxiously await to hear the verdicts of Thomas Bryant and OG Anunoby on the NBA draft. That wraps up sports today, but Gabrielle, I know you have some controversial news for us, so fill us in.
Yes, Lydia, the members of Delta 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 sorority had until Sunday at 5 p.m. to depart their home on East 3rd Street. This is only a week after Tri Delta at IU was shut down by its national organization. According to the IDS, their national said that there were activities that, quote, failed to uphold and properly represent the values of the sorority, end quote. There have been efforts to try and repeal the shutdown and bring back the chapter, but those attempts have not been successful. The chapter has hired a lawyer, Peter French, from the Benesch law firm in Indianapolis. Originally, the women of Tri Delta would have until the end of the semester to find another place to live. The historic property belongs to the national chapter, so IU has no say whether or not the decision can be postponed. Parents of the women have been trying to fight and delay this abrupt eviction because these women have no other form of housing and there is little time left in the semester.
Gabby, that's very unfortunate for our fellow Greek members, but on a little bit of a lighter note, it's time for our unnecessary update of the day.
Yes. Do you watch This Is Us on NBC?
I don't very much.
Okay, well, let me just tell you, it's my current TV show obsession. It's so beautifully written and the actors are brilliant. Mandy Moore stars as one of the main characters, Rebecca, and watching her every week has reminded me of just how much I enjoy her, not only as a singer, but also as an actress.
Yeah, I actually do think she's amazing. I know her from A Walk to Remember.
One of my all-time favorite movies.
So good.
So good. Anyway, she recently posted this photo on Instagram of her and Justin Timberlake, which was taken during the summer of 1999. Crazy.
I happen to see that picture now that you say it, but Moore captioned the photo, Abercrombie t-shirts and bucket hats opening for this guy and his band. Look at my nervous smile.
This throwback made everyone feel a little warm and fuzzy inside, or is that just me? Okay, it's just me. That's fine.
But yes, it is more than just your average throwback, but still unnecessary.
But it's very necessary.
We're going to be doing things a little differently on Bloomington Breakfast Club this morning. We have a special edition interview for you all today with our guest.
That's right, Lydia. I sat down with the incredibly talented Rob Sherrell. It was awesome being able to interview him and hear his story just a week after we made our appearance on his show, Hella Late. We missed you though, Lyd.
I know, and I'm sorry I couldn't be there, but I know Rob is very entertaining and quite the talker, so I'm sure it was a good interview.
You already know I'm a gabber. So put two of us together and, well, let's say it was a fun interview.
Make sure you stick around for an exclusive one-on-one interview with Rob Sherrell of Hella Late Show.
Rob, so happy that you are here.
I'm very happy to be here.
Really?
On the Bloomington Breakfast Club.
Yes, and this is a special edition one-on-one interview. We've never done this. Very special. So no, we're so happy to have you, and we loved being on your show last week. It was amazing.
No, it was really good to have you all on. The first guest from our network to be on the show, and I'm glad we could have that experience with you all. And and playing Jamaican or Drake, hilarious.
If you guys have not seen that, check it out because it is hilarious.
Please go check it out.
So funny. So you'll get it if you've seen it. Hilarious. But you just are so interesting. You're so talented. I'm so in awe, and I just want to know how. I don't know if you guys know, but Rob is the first ever IU stand-up comedy major.
Stand-up comedy major. Yeah.
The coolest thing. Just tell me.
Okay.
It's extremely cool. How did this happen?
So I first got here as a freshman, and I was majoring in political science and law and policy because it was my dream to go to law school and then becoming a lawyer and attorney, then run for public office. And as corny as it sounds, I wanted to be president of the United States. That's what my goal in life was to be, president. But Barack beat me to it as the black guy. So I decided, I was doing comedy on the side when I got in here, just to, because I was doing comedy in high school, and I was like, well, let me just do stand-up here in college. There was more opportunity for it. There was more spaces for it. And it was more chances for me to hone my craft. And the more that I did it, I kind of learned that it's something that I was really passionate about a lot more than I was for law and policy or the politics of it all. And I was like, this is what I want to do with my life. I want to be a comedian. So I looked into my options for how to stay in college because one, I couldn't drop out because my mom would kill me. And I was already about $20,000 in debt. So I couldn't just leave without something. So I decided to, how can I stay here and do comedy and still do the college thing and make it all work together. So I looked into the IMP program, the Individualized Major Program, put together a curriculum for it, bada bing, bada boom, stand-up comedy major.
That is very cool.
I just spoke and said a lot of words.
It's amazing that you, no, seriously. And the fact that you said, you know what, I'm going to switch. I'm going to do this, and you did it, and look at you now with this amazing show, Hella Late. I mean, I love it. I really, really do. growing up, did
Uh-huh.
you ever think about doing comedy? Was that ever?
Looking back, I was always the comedian of the family. Looking back on look at like how my childhood worked, because the comedy side of me really came out, and unfortunately, during the passing of my grandmother. She was like the glue that kind of held a lot of our family together, and I felt that there was this hole, this void within our family dynamic. And I would try to fill that void with laughter. I would, tell jokes to my family. I developed a wisecracking personality, the sarcastic type of personality that I kind of give off through my jokes. And again, it all started there, but I never really thought I would do comedy or I would go into comedy.
Right.
Yeah, so
And it's worked out for you very nicely.
it's been okay. It's been all right. It's been cool.
Of course. And then why did you want to start Hella Late? This late night talk show, what made you want to do it? I mean, I understand you because we started this show, and there are a lot of obstacles, and starting a show from scratch. Just how'd this all happen? What did you run into?
Yeah, so Hella Late came about because I was looking into taking my comedy into a new direction, and I had recently taken a class in television production, and so I was like, how do I apply this to something that I feel like could benefit me and other people, and then also use as a platform to say important things, because I've always been the type of political activist. That's why I studied politics the way I did. So I wanted to find a way to merge saying something important with comedy and then television production, and then providing a platform for others, and then push it all together. And Hell Late kind of came about. I talked to the IUSTV. I talked to Brendan about putting together a show at pitch day. I came prepared, show Bible in hand. I had designed the entire show from the ground up, and it's been a ride ever since, to be honest.
Oh yeah, it's such a great feeling seeing something that you created every week.
Yeah, like you run your own. Yeah, you and Lydia run your own show, so
right.
I know this is something that you guys know a lot about.
No, and yeah, it's great to connect on that.
Yeah.
Dream job / where do you see yourself in like 5 to 10 years?
Dream job, I would probably have to say that I would really want to get into television production or writing. I have written, now this is a secret, it's an exclusive for the Bloomington Breakfast Club. I've written several scripts, one of which is my first pilot. I'm currently actually trying to shop around, so if anyone sees this that wants to buy my pilot, please
cool,
please do so.
yeah.
But no, I would love to do television writing or television production. Going into some type of way that I can still create things and do what I love, and then also the stand-up route. I still love to do stand-up comedy. I still love to perform. I think that's something about me that's never really going to change. So somewhere where I can do all of that, that's the dream job. 5 to 10 years, I don't know. I would hopefully say 5 to 10 years, hopefully married around probably year 7. Single, so still working on that part. That's the biggest challenge so far, but. As far as career, I would say, hopefully at a place like Comedy Central or NBC, the big leagues. I want to, take what I've learned here at the university, majoring in stand-up comedy, and go for the big gold, the real gold.
It's a good way to be. Push for it. So you're a senior.
I am a senior. Thank God.
Do you feel any sort of, anything?
I feel ready to leave. I feel ready to get out of college. I feel ready to go.
Are you? What are you? Is there anything you're gonna miss most?
I'm gonna miss the environment, the atmosphere. I feel like there's no place like Bloomington, Indiana, on the face of the earth. There's no school like Indiana University.
Oh, yeah.
Like the people here, the faculty, the programs, just the energy. I'm gonna miss that. What I'm not gonna miss: class, homework, exams, the collegiate side of the college experience. I'm not gonna miss that one bit.
You're ready for the real world.
I'm ready
100%.
I'm ready for the real world.
man
I'm ready
right here.
I'm ready to not be broke anymore. I'm tired of eating ramen noodles. I'm just ready to experience life, because I realize, and I feel like a lot of people, they get stuck in this type of cycle or this bubble where college is so important. It's the only thing that matters to them. But no matter what it may seem outside looking in, I know that there's so much more to life than within these walls of this college campus.
Yeah.
I know that there's so much more to experience, and I'm ready to get out there and get it going.
Yeah, definitely. What advice would you give to young, ambitious media students, comedy, maybe future comedy majors, who knows?
Possibly, hey.
Just anyone that is interested in what you're interested in. people who are just coming in, what would you say?
I would say don't be afraid to try all of these new things, because when I first got here, I did a lot. I was involved in a lot of organizations, a lot of clubs, and being involved in these things and those experiences helped shape me into who I am. And they created someone who I would say, toot my own horn, beep beep, a little well-rounded in the sphere, in the abilities to do things. Yeah. And so I would say get here, get your feet wet in anything you feel like you wanted to, anything that an inkling of a dream that you've ever had, just try it out, because more than likely there's an opportunity to do that here in college. And don't feel like you have to adhere or stick to the career choice that you decided when you were, freaking 5 years old. Yeah, freaking 5 years old in kindergarten when Miss Madison was like, "Oh, what do you want to be when you grow up?" A Power Ranger. Well, those don't exist. So you have to find something that's liable. But a lot of people will say, like, I wanted to be a scientist, and I've been a scientist on the scientist track my whole life. But I came here and I found what my real calling was, even though I had a different idea my entire life. I found out what my real calling and my real purpose was. And I think my advice to people is, don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone and really find who you are.
Who you are and what you love and
that
what
was
you're
deep.
passionate about.
That hit me here. I said it and it hit me, yeah.
Yeah. You're getting a little teary-eyed.
Yeah.
I love it. I am too. Love it. So ethnicity and culture, obviously, is clearly a large part of your show.
Yeah, a big part of Hella Late. Yeah.
You are so funny with your jokes and everything. So funny. How would you say, being Black, how has that affected your experience?
Well, it's definitely led me to have a different type of experience on this campus than a lot of the majority of students here who are not Black. There's only 4% Black students here on campus. It's been that way since 1975. There's been several pushes to increase the population of Black students here on campus, but for some reason or the other, there's just not really hitting the numbers up the way they need to be or they should be, and it causes a strain. I feel like, to be honest, when it comes to being Black on this campus and a lot of PWI campuses, people of color are oftentimes burdened with their own liberation when it comes to educating the other students around them. So, I was in Black Student Union, I was in an IUSA, and my roles within were partially to educate students on the cultural differences that we all have. Right. And I feel like there could be a bigger push, administratively, executively, in the higher up levels of the university to really help students do that, or help us do it, because it's such a big burden. So I feel like being a Black student here on campus can be very tiring that being one of the reasons. It can be exhausting. And so to mix that together with, following a passion or a dream, like a lot of my friends are doing the same things, it can be, exhausting, but
rewarding.
But rewarding, yeah. I love being Black. Being Black is the most lit thing to be. It's the most, it's the most lit thing to be. The Black culture is the most consumed culture in the world. And to be a part of that demographic, to be a part of that cultural relevancy, hey, you can't beat that.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. What's your spirit animal?
My spirit animal, wow, that's okay. You're getting to the real questions now.
I am.
Now, I feel like when you ask a lot of people what their spirit animal is, they don't know, but I do know. And what is it? I forgot what my actual spirit animal is. It's something. I can take my zodiac sign off the bat.
That's what I do. I'm a Leo.
You're a
and
Leo?
My spirit animal is a lion. Doesn't take the voice of a lion to roar like one. Courageous. Leader of the jungle.
Dangerous, yeah.
Yes.
Yelling and
yes, using your voice.
The most powerful lion really is the female lion. The male lion's just there for show. It's a figurehead, but the female lion, that's where the money's at. But I'm a Scorpio.
Okay, cool.
I know people hate Scorpios for some reason.
Well,
why?
No, I don't.
You
I'm
like
very into
Scorpios?
horoscopes, and
Okay.
I love that you chose that. Okay, continue.
Oh, I didn't choose it. God chose it.
No, I love that you chose to talk about that as your spirit animal.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
Gotcha. So yeah, I'm a Scorpio. I guess this kind of like my mantra or whatever, I guess. But as far as a spirit animal goes, I actually looked it up a while ago, but I've forgotten what it is. But it's something weird. Like, it's not something I would have thought. This is my animal. This represents me. But Scorpio, I guess.
Okay. And then reading into the final question that you kind of just said, your mantra, something that you live by, something that you really like to live your life.
Yes.
And just.
I would say
if
I had a mantra to kind of sum up, all the things that I kind of value and about it would be live your life, have fun, treat people well. Be nice to people around you. Don't start any trouble. Go out, live life, follow a dream, be passionate. Just spread positivity wherever you go. When you walk into a room, everyone should feel better that you've arrived.
Yes.
And I feel like you also take that and flip it around, and you become thankful for other people.
I agree with that so much.
That's the Rob Sherrell way.
Rob Sherrell.
Copywritten, so if you steal it,
It's true.
I
That
will
needs to
sue.
be in
I will
quotes.
sue all of you. Yeah.
Rob,
I won't sue.
you're
Okay.
amazing. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for being here. Thank you.
I appreciate
really.
it. Thank you. Thank you for having me
Oh
on.
my gosh, of course. This was great, guys. And
Shameless plug. Check out my late night show, Hella Late with Rob Sherrell, every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Unless we're running on CP time, and then we may drop it a little later. But check it out. I also got a podcast, Empty Bottle Chronicles podcast. It's on iTunes and stuff. I got a lot of stuff going on, short films and all that jazz. So
the
check me out.
pilot,
Yeah, check
which
me out.
that's exciting.
I
So
got a
much
lot going on. Check
Amazing.
it. Rob Sherrell, going places. Woo. All right, please end this interview.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you.
Thank you, Rob, for returning the favor and appearing as a guest on our show this week. If you haven't had a chance to see Gabrielle and I featured on last week's episode of Hella Late with Rob Sherrell, be sure to check that out on our Twitter.
And as always, our Twitter and Instagram accounts are at BTown BeFast Club. And don't forget to use the hashtag BTownBeFast to share your interesting comments with us. We want to know what you guys think.
Enjoy your week, Hoosiers, and we'll see you next Monday.